Good morning. So today we're going to do a basic Pilates workout. You don't need a lot of equipment, maybe just a mat. If you do have issues with your neck and your hip region, you may need a pillow or maybe a rolled up towel just to give you a little bit of extra support in those areas. Okay, right, let's lie down on our mat. So, lying down, feet about hip width apart, knees and hips all in alignment. Okay, if you want to, you can place your hands on your hips just so that you can feel the motion of your hips as we gently rock from side to side. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to gently rock towards our left and then to our right, to our left and our right. Okay, so we're making sure that we're not really lifting up too high. Okay, it's just a gentle movement within those hips, just opening up that hip area. So just gently from left to right, left to right. Okay, we're going to do that 2 more times each side. And back and forward. Perfect. So now just sort of lie back into a position which feels quite neutral for you. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to rotate them through our hips. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to imagine that our belly button is 12 o'clock, our pubic bone is 6, and then we've got 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock, if I'm quite right. I don't know, it feels a bit strange doing this upside down. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to gently tip our hips up towards 12 o'clock, down towards 9, down to 6, across to 3, and back up to 12. Okay, so we're going to gently roll them through this a few more times. Just gently rocking up to 12, around to 9, down to 6, over to 3, and back up to 12. Okay, so we want to inhale as we're rolling down towards that 6 o'clock, and exhale as we roll up past 3, back up to 12. Okay, let's do 2 more this way. And last one, down to 9, to 6, to 3, and then back up to 12. Perfect. So let's go in the opposite direction now. Okay, so we're going to tip up to 12, down to 3, down to 6, across to 9, and back up to 12. And again. So again, we're going to inhale as we rotate down and around to 6 o'clock, and we're going to exhale as we come back up to 12. Okay, down towards 3, 6, 9, and 12. We're going to do this 2 more times this direction. 6, 9, and 12. And last one, 3, 6, 9, and 12. Perfect. Right, so now we're just going to relax. So we're going to try and find that nice neutral spine. Your body will naturally want to go into that position itself. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do some foot lifts. Okay, so we're going to just gently just press our rib cage down onto the mat. Okay, which is going to help engage those core muscles a little bit. And as we do that, we're going to inhale and exhale as we gently float our left foot up and down, and the right foot up and down. Okay, so inhale, exhale to float up, inhale to bring it back down, exhale to float the foot up, inhale to float the leg back down. So we want to be aware of our rib cage. Okay, we don't want our rib cage lifting up off the mat. Okay, so if you need to stop, repress that rib cage down and then continue, do so. Okay, so lifting up and down, and up and down. Let's do 2 more on each side. lifting that foot up and down and floating that foot up and down. Last one each side. Up and last one. Perfect. Right, just going to shimmy myself back so you can see me. Right, so this time what we're going to do is we're going to bring our feet up into tabletop. Okay, so we're going to inhale as we float our first foot up and exhale as we float our second foot up. Okay, so this time what we're going to do, again making sure that ribcage is pressed down towards the mat, we're going to gently float our left foot down and back up. Right foot down and back up. And exhale as we drop the foot down and inhale on the way up. Exhale as we float the foot down. Inhale on the way back up. So again, being aware of that rib cage. If you feel like your rib cage is lifting, then I want you to stop, reset, and then continue. Perfect, let's do 2 more each side. Gently floating that leg down and up, down and up. 1 more each side, down and up, and then down and up. Perfect. Right, from here we're going to place our feet back down on the mat. Okay, and we're going to now just open up and through that hip area. Okay, so what we're going to do is planting our feet on the mat, keeping our hips on the mat too. We're going to just gently open up our left leg to the side and then back up. Right leg out to the side and back up. So what you're wanting to do is you want to exhale as you drop the leg out. Inhale to bring the leg back in. Exhale to drop the leg back out. Inhale it back in. We want to try and keep our pelvis nice and still. Okay, so we're not rocking our pelvis as we move that leg out to the side. It's all about just moving that hip, the leg joint within the hip socket. Okay, so if you feel like you are tipping your hips as you're doing this, then I don't want you to take that knee any further out to the side. Okay, I want you to stop where you feel you still have control of keeping those hips flat on the mat. Okay, dropping that leg out to the side and back in, out to the side, back in, down and back. Right, let's just do 1 more each side. So gently dropping that leg out to the side, being aware of our hips, back in, and then other side, out and back in. Perfect. Right, so now we're going to do both legs at the same time. Okay, so gently dropping both legs out towards the sides and bringing them back in. Okay, so dropping out to the sides, drawing them back in. So breathing out and in, breathing out and in. Let's do 3 more. Okay, so gently dropping both those legs out to the side and bringing them back in, out to the side and back in, and last one, out to the sides and back in. Perfect. Right, so now we're going to move into the 100. Okay, so there's 2 different positions we can do this in. Okay, we're going to do it with either our legs in tabletop, or we can extend our legs for a bit more of a challenge. Okay, So what we're going to do is we're going to bring our legs up into tabletop. So we are going to inhale as we float our left leg up, and exhale as we float our right leg up. Okay. We're then going to lift up our shoulders. Okay. And we want to kind of look in through our legs. Okay. We're going to lift our hands up off the mat, and we're going to start pumping. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in for 5 and out for 5. Breathe in for 5. Breathe out for 5. Okay. If you do want a bit more of a challenge, straighten those legs up. Okay. And you can even lower them down a little bit more. Whew. Okay. So breathing in for 5 and out for 5. Ooh, feeling the burn. Perfect. So if you straightened your legs out, bend them back in. We're going to lower our head on down, and then we're going to gently place those legs back onto our mat. Right. We're now going to roll over onto our side. Okay. We're going to make ourselves nice and long. Okay. Best way to do that is lining yourself up with the back of your mat. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to lie down on our arm. Okay. We're going to kick our feet forward just slightly and then bend those knees, okay? So the first one we're going to do is we're going to lift that top leg up, and we're going to gently bring that foot forward and then back. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that our hips stay nicely stacked one on top of each other, so that we're not rocking our bodies backwards and forwards as we gently bring our foot forward and then back. Okay, forward and back, forward and back. So what you want to do is you want to exhale as you bring that knee forward, and inhale as you push it on back. Exhale forward, inhale back. Let's do 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Perfect. Let's bring those 2 legs together. Okay, give that top leg a bit of a rest as we stretch our legs out. Okay, and what we're going to now do is lift that same leg up, and we're going to gently bring it forward and then back. So again, same thing, just being aware of your hips. Okay, we're not wanting them to rock backwards and forwards as we push that leg back. Okay, so if you can only take your leg back a little way, that's fine. Okay, just gently backwards and forwards. Right, let's do 3 more. And last one. Perfect. Right, let's bring those 2 legs together. Let's bring them into ourselves. Let's push ourselves up, and let's change over to the other side. So same thing again, making our bodies nice and long. Okay, so lining ourselves up with the back of our mat. Oh, you can't see me. Okay, head resting on our arm. Okay, we're going to bend those knees up. Okay, and we're going to lift that top leg up. Again, making sure our hips are nicely stacked one on top of each other as we bring that knee forward and then push it back. Forward and back. So same thing again with our breathing. Exhale as we bring that leg forward. Inhale as we push it back. Oh, it's getting windy outside. Right, let's do 3 more. Last one. Perfect. Right, let's bring that leg down, give it a little bit of a rest as we push those legs out nice and straight. Right, lifting that top leg up again, we're going to bring that foot forward and then push it back. Foot forward and back. Okay, so again, being aware of those hips, making sure you're not rocking in through those hips, you're keeping them nicely stacked one on top of each other. So bring that foot forward and back. Forward and back. 3 more. Forward and back. Forward and back. And last one. Forward and back. Beautiful. Stacking those legs one on top of each other. Let's bring them in, and we're now going to push ourselves up onto all 4s. Okay. So before we get started, let's do some cat-cow stretches. Okay. So we're going to round our back up like a cat, and then push on through like a cow. Rounding back on up. And pushing on through. Rounding up. And back. And last one. Rounding up. So from this, we should be able to find a nice neutral spine. So just kind of relax back into like what you feel is comfortable. Okay, and we're now going to move into some quadruped exercises. So what we want to do is we really want to try and again keep our hips nice and still. So we're going to want to switch these on. Okay, we want to sort a bit of movement in through our hips. Okay, so stacking our hands underneath our shoulders and keeping our knees about hip width apart. What we're going to start off with is we're going to inhale, and as we exhale, I'm going to plant my pinky on my right hand as I gently lift up my left hand and bring it on back down. Inhale, plant that left pinky as we reach up with our right hand as we exhale and bring it back on down. And again, swapping over, other side, up and down, other side, up and down. Let's do 1 more each side. So up and down, and on our right side, up and down. Perfect. So now we're going to move into our feet. So I'll shimmy myself forward a little bit. Okay, so same thing again, making sure those hips stay nice and still. So one thing that will help is still planting that pinky on the opposite side. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to inhale, and as I exhale, I'm planting my hand, my right hand, as I drag my left foot back and lift up and down and back in. And other side. So dragging that foot back, up, and down, and in. And again, up, and down. So what you want to be doing is exhaling as we lift that leg up. Inhale to bring it back on down, and up, and down, up, and down, and one more each side. Lifting up and down, and last one, up and down. Perfect. So this time what we're going to do is we're going to do alternate arm to leg. Okay, so again, really important about planting that pressure into the opposite hand. That will just help stabilize you and help stabilize those hips. Okay, so placing those hands back down. Okay, I'm going to inhale, I'm going to plant into my right hand as I gently move my right leg back and lift my left arm and bring them back on down. Planting into that left hand as I reach forward with my right, lifting my left leg and back down. Okay, so trying to keep those hips as still as possible. Okay, if you're quite new to this, you might find you will still have a little bit of movement in through those hips, and that's okay, but it's just definitely something to work on. Okay, and a lot of it does just come down to practice. Okay, the more you do it, the easier this gets. Okay, planting into that left hand as I reach out with my right and my left leg, and the other side. Perfect. And let's do one more each side. So stretching out, keeping nice and still through those hips. And last one. Perfect. Bringing those hands back on down. Let's just stretch back down into child's pose, stretching on out. Taking in a few nice big deep breaths. Perfect. Right, so now we're going to lie on down and we're going to do a prone press up. Okay, so lying on down onto our tummy. What I'm going to get you to do is stretch your arms out in front of you, and I want you to drag your arms back to where your hands are sitting in your armpits. Okay, and your underarms. Okay, I want you to tuck your elbows in by your side. I'll shimmy myself back again so you can see me. Okay, what we're going to do is placing our head down, we're going to inhale, and as we exhale, we're just going to gently pull our gaze forward as we gently push ourselves up and bring ourselves back down. Inhale and exhale to gently push ourselves up and bring ourselves back down. Okay, just want to be aware of our neck. Okay, as we're coming on up, we're not crowning our neck like this. Okay, we want to try and keep that nice neutral spine in through our head and our neck and our back. Okay, as we bring ourselves back down. Inhale, exhale to gently push ourselves up. So only again, go up as high as you feel you can go. Okay, don't go too high though. Okay, because we obviously don't want to be doing that. Okay, just gently, just pressing ourselves up. Okay, bringing our gaze just slightly forward, keeping that nice long neck. Coming back down. Let's do two more. Inhale, exhale to push gently on up and down, and last one. Inhale, exhale to gently push on up, hold, and gently lower ourselves back down. Well done. Let's push ourselves up. Let's go back into that child's pose again. Nice stretch. Perfect. Right, so now we're going to come over and sit down. Okay, so you may want to just lift your butt cheeks and pull those back so you make sure you're sitting nice and tall. Okay, nice and tall. You can take your feet out to the edge of your mat. Okay, just pull my pants up. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to sit up nice and tall and straight, and we're going to inhale, and as we exhale we're going to gently nod our head forward as though we're peeling ourselves off a wall, and gently bring ourselves forward, and gently bring ourselves back up. So we're going to be stacking those vertebrae, just one vertebrae on top of each other until we're sitting up nice and tall and straight again. So we inhale, exhale to gently roll ourselves forward, coming on forward. And then slowly coming back on up, stacking those vertebrae one on top of each other, nice and slowly. And again, exhale as we come forward. And back, gently stacking yourself one on top of each other. And last one, exhale to gently nod forward, bending on through, peeling yourself off that wall, and coming back on up. So this time we're going to raise our arms up. So kind of in a way pretend you're hugging like a big Swiss ball. Okay, we're going to again inhale, and as we exhale we're going to gently roll ourselves forward on that pretend Swiss ball. And hold. And then come back up. Inhale, exhale to roll forward with our pretend Swiss ball. And try and keep your hands up. We don't want them dropping down. We want to keep them up. Okay, head tucked in between our arms as we gently bring ourselves back up to sitting, stacking those vertebrae one on top of each other. And again, last time, exhale as we gently roll ourselves on forward. And then slowly bringing ourselves back on up. Ooh. Placing those hands down by our side. Let's bring our legs together and we're going to come up to standing. So we're going to do the same exercise, but we're going to do it in standing this time. Okay. So standing with our feet about hip width apart. Okay. Toes obviously in the same position. Okay. We're going to inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to gently peel ourselves off the wall, our imaginary wall, and gently come on down towards our toes. And slowly coming back on up, stacking those vertebrae one on top of each other. Okay. Inhale, exhale to gently peel ourselves off that wall. Slowly coming on down. And slowly coming back on up, stacking those vertebrae one on top of each other. 2 more. Inhale, exhale to gently nod on forward, peeling ourselves off that wall, that imaginary wall. And slowly back on up. And last one. Inhale, exhale to gently roll on forward. And slowly come back on up. Oh. Well, that's it, everyone. I hope you had fun. tune in. I've done a few other videos in that of other exercises. Some are a little bit harder, some are easier. This is our first Pilates one, so I hope you enjoy it. I'm hopefully going to try and do another one before the end of this lockdown. Don't hold me to it though. If you have any questions, please don't ever hesitate to ask. We are only here to help. This lockdown can be quite taxing on us mentally if we don't keep physically active. So, try and keep as physically active as you possibly can within the realms of what you've got. So I hope you had fun. I certainly did. And I hope to see you soon. Bye.